Hello, ladies, gentlemen, and otherwise, and welcome to today's stream. I am your host, Hydra, and today we are doing another Doggo Discussion. As some of you may notice, I have a new overlay that I spent several hours working on. I redid several of my screens, so now they're matching better, and I just like it overall. For this one, you can see in the top right, I now have a screen that displays art. So hopefully if I ever get fan art, I can put it up there. The screen on the bottom right, that is for when I'm doing multiplayer. It will display whoever's I'm talking to. At the top is alerts, left is chat, and then the Ko-fi and goals and such. If we switch over to another screen, actually let me make sure nothing is open before I switch screens. Okay, I think this is fine. This is the other screen where I will be doing drawing and such. And I forgot to turn this back on. I was messing up a lot of stuff. So, yeah. This is the drawing screen, or gameplay screen if I ever get around to it. As you can see, the fire in the background actually scrolls. A nice little touch that someone taught me you can do, so I thought it would be fun to have an animated background. There's also one more, but I'm not going to show that one because it's the starting soon screen, so if you want to see that, come check out my streams live. Yeah. Well, that about covers it. Hope folks enjoy the new look. I certainly do. I like the gold and the red. Very on brand. Dragon has to have their hoard of gold, after all. It looks amazing. Thank you. It took me a long while to get this, but I'm happy with how it turned out. Because I felt like before it was sort of clunky, and I like this is more... It looks more clean. You know? Nice. I love the treasury theme. After all, you are part dragon. Yes, indeed. Looks great. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Praise is much appreciated. Also, from the last time, actually, before I forget, we actually got someone who followed in between this stream and last. A typical Ninetales kid. Oh, a typical 90s kid followed. So, thanks to them, we are 3 away from becoming affiliate. So close. Just 3 more people, and then we reach affiliate, which I'm so excited for. But also, it's like, the last 3 people. It's rough. It's very rough. Honestly, Dragon type Arcanine sounds awesome. It does. Yay, caught a fellow Foxa. Congrats, Fox. Life can be quite rough. Indeed. Pun intended. Yeah. That's about it when it comes to the stream overlay stuff, unless I forgot something, which wouldn't be that surprising knowing me. Hey, what'd I miss? I did my intro, showed off the screens. Oh, this looks sick too. Oh, right, you didn't see the other screen. Okay, I'll show you the other screen, Epic, because I think, yes, this is the other one. It has moving background. I really like this one, especially the chains on the chat screen on this one. It's very wild, and I like it. I just like this screen altogether. I like how it looks. Fellow doggos have to stick together. Yeah. Except I'm just of species, including doggo. It's just a friendo. But yeah, that was the other screen. Hope you got a chance to see it. And if not, you'll see it on the recording. Speaking of, I still need to upload the last stream and work on another edited thing because I've been slacking. Eh. Blah, blah, blah. I always forget. How do I remove him? And it's gone. Great, now the thing is stuck at... No! I keep hitting buttons. There we go. Got at least a glance here and there. I was making use of the new 720 options. But, yeah, you got rid of the Spampton. Yeah, I saw it was bought. Unfortunately, none of my mods are here. Because Enio is with Dezu and Meryl isn't here. But it's not like I have a big channel or a fast-moving chat, so I can manage it on my own. Also, I was extra happy it is warm. I don't think it's working. Yeah, Meryl is working. So you were saying you need mods. What I'm saying is I currently don't have any mods online. I mean, I guess at some point I will need more moderators. That is to say, if my chat gets busier. But as it stands right now, I don't currently need more. Unless, of course, I know you're offering Epic. Just say you're offering. Too bad I can't be mod here because I'm at work at the moment. Yeah, you typically have work while I'm streaming. Alert. I like the warm season. It makes me feel happy and alert. For me, I prefer the cold. Like, cold, I just enjoy a lot better. Because, as I've been said to many times, when it comes to the cold, you can put on as many layers as you want. But when it comes to the heat, you can only get so naked. I'm offering to be a mod as well. I'm offering, yeah, nuts, BRB again. Cold makes me sleepy and more moody. I don't know why. Some people are good with the heat. Some people are good with the cold. I am one of those people who like the cold. Yeah. Now I have to figure out how do I mod people. How do I make Epic a mod? I'll figure it out. Wait, I'll figure it out. Manage moderator settings, maybe? I think this might be it. Shut options. Role manager. Moderator. Epic. Hold up. Oh, I did the thing. I'm more happy when the heat and more moody when it's cold. Also, my cherry blossoms are in bloom. Most trees outside the room in my house. Huh? If you also need another mod, I'm willing to, but I think it isn't. Or it can be a pain in the butt. It blocked pain in the butt. Okay, I'm back. What did I miss? I was figuring out how to do mod stuff. Epic bro. Oh my god, there's so many. There we go. And mod. I can't mod everyone. uh, Besides, if I have more mods, then that's more people have to worry about. So like, I'm trying to keep it limited. I'm only gonna have as many mods as needed. And right now having 3, that is good enough for my like 6 viewership. You know, as long as I have at least 1 mod on a stream, I'm good. Nice. No, I don't want to add no pressure to you. Thank you. Now I have unlimited power. You have limited power. I was saying if you need more, I'm offering. Thank you. I appreciate the willingness for the assistance. So, yeah, not that big of a deal as of yet. I'm hoping it stays that way. Honestly, I feel like if I got too big, it would become less enjoyable for folks. Or it'll become parasocial. Which, that is definitely not a good thing. I enjoy the folks I have here. Nice, friendly folks. And I like to keep it that way. Calm and chill. Cherry blossoms are one of my favorite flowers. They can be very pretty. I remember there was this one tree. I don't think it was a cherry blossom tree per se, but it was this one tree in this old in a school I used to go to, and it was in the courtyard during, I think it was more toward, I can't remember when, but during one of the seasons, all the petals would like fly off the tree and scatter all across the courtyard, and it was very nice. Yeah, it was nice. Very pleasant. Same Foxo. I love the looks of Sakura. Blah. Sakura, whatever you want to say, blossoms. Also, it tends to waft inside a nice floral smell into my room when the cherry blossom bloom. See, a lot of people say things like, oh, flowers smell good, but like for me, I've never smelt a good smelling flower. They've just smelt like, I don't know, nature. But like I haven't smelt a flower that I'm like, this smells good. Hmm. Maybe it's just a me thing. Some hydra. Yeah, I just never smelled a flower. I'm like, this smells good. I don't know. My nose be sensitive to the smells. I'm not sure if my nose is very sensitive at all. I mean, it's sensitive in the way that I have dust allergies, but I don't think that's beneficial at all. Just don't smell generally, but flowers are probably nice. Yeah. I tend to love sweet scents like vanilla or tropical fruit. I don't know if I have like a smell that I really enjoy. I mean, I guess if maybe certain perfumes or colognes, because you know those are intentionally made to smell good. But, like, I'm not sure if there's something where I'm like, I smell this and I'm like, ah, yes, I love that smell. in the same vein, if I put inside a room with a ton of candles, I just get migraines of too much smells at once. Sensory overload. Yeah, I get that. Anyways, gonna head back to work, so see ya, Hydra. Later, Rocky. Yeah, I can't be in perfume stores or Kogan stores. Oh, cologne stores. That's understandable. I feel like some places that sell perfume and cologne can go a bit overboard with it, but I do generally like the smells. Which you would hope so, considering it's something specifically made to smell good. And if it didn't do that, then, not sure it's doing its job then. But I digress. I mean, it's made of a bunch of smells enhanced by ambergris. Generally, when I walk into those places, it's like getting slapped in the face with scents, which for me is a lot. I don't know. I've enjoyed the smells of going into like a perfume or a place that smells very intense. I don't have trouble with it most of the time. Something found in a whale. Oh. Weird. Got pretty much no nose. I mean, not everyone has very extreme senses, just in general. Some are more dull than others. Though typically, your senses try to compensate for each other. So, like, if you're bad in one sort of sensory area, your other one should be enhanced to compensate. Or that's how I believe it should work. I'm not sure if it fully works that way. Well, I got good ears and eyes. Ugh. Sorry. Trying to hold back a yawn. Today's been pretty chill. Well, before this stream, I was rushing to get one of the screens done, so I had all of them done for stream. But other than that, it's been pretty chill. Been watching some anime. I am sensitive to all smells and sounds, and it makes sense due to me getting used to one eye for so long and having two and still having poor vision. Oh, right, because you got your eye fixed. How is that, by the way? Like, I forgot to follow up on that, but, like, how is that going, by the way? Don't rush. Just take it chill. It hurts, but getting better slowly. Understandable. Still very happy for you. Must be like a thing to get used to. A nice sensation of, oh, I finally have both of my eyes again. Crazy that we're getting to the point where that can happen. Honestly, seeing that must be cool. Yeah, like, imagine going from, like, closing one eye for your whole life. Well, not your whole life, but for years, and then suddenly opening one. And it's like, whoa, I can see better in depth. Swear the pun was incidental. You keep reassuring me I look nice no matter how I look, which makes me happy squeal. Oh. It's good to see you guys supporting each other, which you should definitely do if you're in a relationship. Support your partners, make them feel good and special about themselves. You know, you shouldn't bring them down, and vice versa. They should try and support you as well. A mutual thing. Let's see. What do I have to do after this? After this, I have to work on the video thing because, you know, I have to not only work on an edited video with Epic, I also have to download and upload the last stream because I forgot to do that. I could also work on some more poker roll stuff because I think I have a pretty good amount mapped out for session 2. I feel like I'm missing a lot of stuff that I should have, but at the same time it's kind of hard to plan exactly because, you know, you don't need to rush on the edits. Yeah, but if I get too behind, then, you know, it gets stressful, so I'm just gonna look over, edit what I need to, send it to you, and then I'll work on the other one. Oh yeah, session 2 is this Monday, I almost forgot. Yes, it is. The, 100 peeps aren't going to die of impatience waiting for it. Yeah. I've also thought of adding a new card for my traveling deck. So when it comes to my campaign, the way I'm doing long distance of travel is I made a deck of cards where you draw from the deck, and that basically gives a scenario what's happening, and you, depending on how far you want to go, you draw a different amount of cards. So if you want to go longer distance, you draw more cards. You get the picture. I was thinking of adding another card to it, because right now I believe there's 25 cards. I had an idea for another one, so I might do that. Oh, that sounds cool. Yeah, I really like the concept, but let me tell you, it took forever. You try making custom card art for, more than 25 cards, because you also have to consider there's the back and, blank card, and then, yeah. So, 25 plus cards by yourself, written down what each of them do. It took several hours and days to make them. But it was worth it. I'm spending a lot of time going to my backyard with my Maltese and laying down with her in the sun. She seems to enjoy it and lay next to me, or sometimes on my stomach and sleep. Aw, that's cute. Hydra, don't overwhelm yourself. Okay, we understand. I finished that a while ago, okay? Don't worry about it. Several days? Darn. Yeah, it took several days making the cards. Because it took a long time just because the amount of cards there were. Because making cards, it's not the most difficult thing. I could pull up an example for you guys of the cards I am talking about. I know, but I don't want to make you feel like you're forcing. You're not leaning too hard into a workaholic tendencies, are you? Again, this was done a while ago, and it was over the course of a couple days, so I wasn't killing myself. So give me some credit, okay? I'm not workaholicing myself to death. Let's see. Here's one of the cards. Ooh. Yeah. I know I can tend to be very workaholic states of just, I suddenly want to do everything all at once. Yes, this is one of the cards. This is the sword card. Here's what the back looks like. Let's see. Do I have a I think I might have a screenshot of all of the cards. Let's see. Yep, here we go. This one, I gotta make it bigger. But yeah, this is all of the cards. The design on the edges and the back look amazing. Thank you. I like the fancy look. But yes, this is all of the cards I made. This is why it took several days. They are not the most complex things, but yeah. It's like a tarot deck. Yeah, I went for like a tarot deck style. Because I thought that was pretty cool. And when it comes to the actual definitions of what these cards do, it is sort of tarot style, where it's not like exactly, oh, a sword means you're going to find a sword. No, it means, you know, something related to sword imagery. I don't trust that mirror one. The mirror one is, you know what, I'm not going to spoil anything. I think the only card that I said for warning was the Eclipse card, which the only warning I gave is you don't want to get the Eclipse card. But I think that's the only card I actually described. And it was just hope you don't get the Eclipse card. I'm guessing the eclipse, that eclipses all other bad things. I'm not saying anything. Fair, I ain't asking for spoilers. I will enjoy it when it happens. You won't enjoy it if it happens. I mean, you might, but I'm probably overhyping the card, honestly. Yeah, so I was thinking of making another card. Let's see. Another thing on my to-do list. Why do I feel like Lucifer will just pull it? I mean, as of right now, I believe it's a 1 in 90... What did I say it was? It's a 1 in 90 something chance to pull it because I added duplicate cards. Because, you know, I didn't want to make the thing have like a 1 in 25 chance. I feel like that would be too high. Yeah, 1 in 92 chance. So, a 1 in 92 chance, that's pretty good that you're not going to get it. Except when you realize the chance of you pulling it goes up the further distance you go. Because, essentially, you pick a card, the card happens, and then you pick the next card. And the cards don't get reshuffled into the deck until after all the cards are pulled. Which means the chance of you getting it is increased the further distance you go. Basically, you're just asking for disaster if you want to go long distances instead of going stop by stop. I'll take that as you gonna die. Take it as you wish. I know my luck with RNG chances. It will either give me amazing results or screw me over. You're looking at a person who rolled 5 ones on a D100 in a D&D game. Wow. You step out the front door. The moon crashes into the world. I love the speculation. Yeah. Another thing I was considering. Whoa, why did I say it like that? Considering, and I want your opinions on this. Stream character lore. Like, my character that you see. Would people be interested if that character had lore attached to it? Or does it really, do you guys really not care? Because I've seen other streamers who are like, yes, this is my character, and they're blah 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 in lore, whatever, whatever. Arceus woke up today and they are pissed. I thought they did. I don't actually have lore for stream Hydra, if you will. It's really just been, here's me, but as a Hisuian Arcanine. You're you, and you are enough for me. Thank you. Yeah. I was curious to see if people actually would be interested or cared about character lore kind of thing. Because if so, I could write maybe something basic. I don't know. It'd really depend on investment. Cuddly friendo. I think I'm a cuddly friendo. Right now, I don't think so, but maybe over time? Okay. Yeah. I wasn't sure if it really fit either, considering that I don't really play a sort of persona per se. I don't know. I don't think I play a character on stream. The only difference between my normal presenting self is just I'm more talkative on stream, which I'm a streamer, duh. Other than that, it's essentially just me. Why take it seriously if this is more just a chill place? I wouldn't take it seriously at all. Like, if I had lore, it would be something stupid. But yeah, that is a good point. This is a chill place. We don't need lore up in here and make it all. Hi, Wolf Mage. Welcome back. Like, I know Blue does lore, but that's because he likes doing that for his character. Yeah, Blue is very theatrical. I don't really present very theatrical. I think if I wanted to do sort of lore sort of thing, I would need to make another character or have a character that I put on stream. And, like, when I'm using that character, then it's lore, you know? Honestly, just do you. If you want to make lore for fun, go for it. I feel like if I was gonna do lore, it'd probably have to be for a character. So, like, I suppose if I did it for Dante and had, like, a Dante stream or something, then lore would be useful, and then I could play up a whole bit as Dante, which I think would be funny. Man, that just makes me think. How would Dante sound? How would Dante act? Now I'm going down a rabbit hole. I'm starting to spiral. For those of you who don't know who Dante is, let me get a picture. Da, 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 da. I really like Dante. It's probably one of my favorite designs. Hydra out here pondering the Hydraverse. I mean, if we just think of it this way, all the alternate versions I have of myself drawn in various different species or styles, etc., it could just be sort of this Spider-Verse thing, where all of them are me, just from a different timeline. And, you know, yeah. Here's Dante. Dante the Alebrije Skull Dragon. Very colorful, very colorful. Like his design a lot. And I'm actually getting this commissioned for a suit. Well, partial, I should say. Just head and paws. I know who Dante is. He is from DMC. DMC. What's DMC? I mean, Cryo is happy she has art of herself. Looks like a piñata. I mean, have you seen alebrijes? Those things are like a child's imagination come to life. Ah, so the most colorful parts. But more one-eyed sneeze. Devil May Cry. Oh, okay. I don't know about Devil May Cry. But yeah, that's Dante. I'm going to remove him now. Also, I love the way you pronounce alebrijes. Yeah, because I don't say it, because I say it in a Hispanic sort of accent. And I don't just say it, I don't know, pronounce it in English. I don't really bring it up, but yeah, I am Hispanic. Even though I don't speak any Spanish. Or any Hispanic language. Darn, Hydra removed Dante from existence. Rip Dante. You know, hold up, I got this. I'll add him to the screen so he can occasionally appear. There. So Dante will occasionally appear on the screen now. Isn't the story that a dude got sick and a bunch of creatures that are colorful appeared all saying alebrijes? I don't know the story behind them. I just know they're like sort of Mexican mythology, I believe. I know it's one of the Hispanic mythologies, essentially, but they're like spirit guides. Oh, cool. Power to you, I suppose. Yeah, I don't talk about it at all, because it's hard to say you're Hispanic and then not know how to speak any sort of Spanish or anything. But I always find it funny that if I ever meet another person who is Hispanic, they know immediately that I am Hispanic. Even though I don't speak it at all. It's just because the way I look. It's funny. You just know. It's like that person. I know it's another Hispanic person. We just know. It's funny. I know they were this ethereal, dreamlike, wispy creatures that are vivid colors and patterns. They're very abstract. And they can come in very, like, mishmashes of animals and hybrids. Lots of colors and patterns. Very pretty. If any of you seen Coco, they do a pretty cool job of showing them. I really enjoyed the movie Coco. I should rewatch that at some point. I mean, it came from someone's dreams. Abstract makes sense. Yeah. Ah, no, Coco, it made me cry. Coco, it was a movie that hit in the feels. Oh, those did look kind of neat in that movie. Yeah, they had really cool designs in that movie. Oh, we cause Fox to break down. Yeah. Coco is a very good movie. It's an emotional one that hits home. Plus, I really love the songs in that movie. Like, after watching it, I remember singing those songs for, like, months. You know? And then occasionally when you hear them again, it's like, oh, I remember this. Good stuff. Yeah. Like, Remember Me, Un Poco Loco. I'm not the best at remembering song names, but I do remember the lyrics pretty well. Listen, I'm weak when it comes to emotions. I wear my heart on my sleeve, and Riri's teaching me that's okay. I mean, some people are just more sensitive than others. It's okay. It's okay to cry. You don't have to worry about it. It's okay. Yeah. Mm. I always love the films that show off different cultures. I just think it's really cool and interesting. Gives all the more heart to enjoy the world of. Yeah. And when I say that, I mean more like, yeah, Disney animated stuff, I should clarify. Like, I really love when they do different places of the world and show it off. Because they do typically a very beautiful job with it. Like, if you look at Moana, that is a very beautiful depiction of Hawaii. And if you look at, like, Coco and The Book of Life, very heavy in Mexican culture. Those are really cool. Doesn't help with my whole past, but that's the past. Past is the past. Or Raya. I haven't seen Raya. I meant to, but I never got around to seeing it. I've heard mixed things about Raya. Like, I've heard it's like alright and has some flaws to it, but that's I'm a sucker for Disney movies regardless, except for the live action ones. I don't like the live action ones. It's I don't watch the live action ones. Hmm. Ah, that reminds me. I wanted to watch what's the movie? The Puss in Boots movie. I really want to watch it so bad. Everyone keeps saying it's so good, and then you see pictures of death, and it's like, oh, I really want to watch that movie. I need to find a place where I can watch it. Finding Nemo also made me want to be a marine tech, which I am now. So neat. I think one of my favorite childhood movies was Wall-E. Like, I just love the thing of little robot wants love, and I'm like, I feel you. Mhm. Welcome to the chat. Why did it say welcome to the chat room? Congrats on reaching your dreams. But yeah, that is cool that you like grew up thinking about marine life and then now you're actually getting to the point where you can do that. Wall-E made me cry, but I never knew why till recently. Wall-E is such a good movie, and the thing is, there's not much dialogue at all. Like, a lot of it is just Wall-E saying very incoherent noises in Eva. And then the people who actually talk are the humans. Which, it's crazy to think that that's such a good movie, and the main character doesn't really speak. Which, it does a lot. It does a lot of show don't tell. Yeah, that's really cool that they were able to do that. I would love to see more movies like that where it's less focused on speaking and more just showing. One of the oldest Disney movies that does what Coco did is Pocahontas. I don't think I've seen Pocahontas. Who needs words to do a good story? You don't. That's the cool thing. You really don't. Like, you can do so much with silent films. Fun fact, Wall-E was originally supposed to be called Adam, but they changed it to not have it be so biblical. Yeah, you know, Adam and Eve. Hmm. I think I'm not sure how accurate it is, but if you another representation of, you know, Disney showing off places is Luca. When it was showing off, I believe, Italy or Italian culture essentially. I really liked Luca too. It was a very cute film, wholesome one, and it was just sort of, it wasn't, you know, the grand adventure fighting bad guys. It was just three wholesome kids just trying to win a race competition and just be pals, and it was cute. You know, I wish we had more movies like that, where it's just, it doesn't need to be these grando adventures, just cute and fun with friends. Also, a lot of people could see themselves in Luca as like, being a trans allegory or gay relationship and such, which I thought that was cool. Even though it wasn't explicitly that, it's cool people could get that interpretation. Luca, I love to fun fact, I watched it when taking a cruise to Italy. Huh, neat. Fun fact, the big Wally bots are called Wall A. Oh yeah, I remember that. Because they're just big boys. That just reminded me of the scene with Mo when he's like, his head is stuck in the door and they're just holding on for dear life. Awfully fitting, Fox. Yes. E for Earth, A for Axiom. Oh, I didn't even get that reference. But that is a cool correlation. Yeah. I was thinking like A because it's the beginning of the alphabet, so they're like the big, better ones. But yeah, that does make sense. So I guess if they had them on Mars, they would be Wall M for Mars. Or Moon. They have issues in these naming schemes. Yeah. What was I saying? Something about Luca. Luca being a wholesome film. Yeah, I like Luca being a wholesome film, and it would be cool to see more movies like that. Like, you don't need these grando adventures with big bads, just a nice, pleasant time. But also, it would be cool to get more movies with, traditional Disney villains, where it's like, these guys, they're not redeemable. They are just bad people that you don't have to feel for. You know? I like the idea of, okay, yeah, you can sympathize with the villain and you can say they're human and such, but also, I miss the days of just, you can hate this guy and not feel bad about it. Because he's garbage. You know? Give me more Hades, dang it. Yes, Hades. The lovable, like, he's a bad guy, but you love him. Great villain. You know? I want more Hades. Inside Out is an amazing feels movie that's now getting a sequel. Ooh, a sequel. I think I heard about that at some point, but I completely forgot. I wonder what they're gonna do with it. Maybe a different person or just adult Riley. That'd be interesting. That also reminds me of Soul. Have any of you guys seen Soul? I liked Soul. I think it was a pretty fun movie. Neat. Made you ponder the concept of death. But I do think that Joe should have died in the end. Like, stick to it. They backed out at the last minute. I think it'll deal with emotions during puberty. Ugh. God, it's gonna be cringy then. Riley's gonna be dumb, do stupid things, and then it's like, but it's a dumb teen. It's like, ugh. Yeah, Soul. I loved Soul. It pondered death and the psyche. I love, films that are meant for a younger audience that address death. Because it's good to address death more younger, because then it prepares them for the future. But if it's one of those topics that are just, oh, we don't speak about death ever, and then it happens, it's like, well, you weren't prepared, you don't know what this is or anything about it. But if you get that experience early on, it's like, okay, it lets you accept it better. But without breaking them and going existential, because it's always funny when you have that moment of realization of the sun's gonna explode and everyone's gonna die, and your little child brain is like, oh god, everything's ending, we're all gonna die. It's like, no, no. That still has many years. That won't happen in our lifetime. But yeah. I think everyone has those realization moments of you realize existence. Oh, my net died for a moment for some reason. Ah, that's unfortunate. I briefly touched on Soul, uh, introducing the concept of death to younger audiences through movies, and you know, children realizing their existence and, having the existential dread of the sun exploding. I like how they discuss topics like physical and spiritual body while still making it fit for everyone. Yeah. I've always been, another thing I've been a fan of is sort of the representation of Eastern philosophy, of like the mind, body, spirit thing, chi, and all that. I think it's really interesting and neat. The most representation that sort of stuck with me was from Avatar, The Last Airbender. Also, low-key dealing with trauma and how that affects the body and soul. Well, at least the stream isn't imploding now, so that's cool. You just had to say it, Epic. Now everything's gonna go to crap. You just had to say it. It's like the saying, at least it can't get any worse, and then it gets worse. It's like that, you don't say it. You never say it. You can think it, but don't say it. You speak it into existence. So much buffering. I love Avatar. It's a fun show that deals with war and the effects to all nations. Aang is just a fun character, and it's cool seeing him grow from like a naive little boy to like dealing with heavy-hitting stuff, like having to take someone's life in order to protect others. The Airbender one, I assume? Yeah. Avatar The Last Airbender, the animated series. That is probably, I gotta say, the best of all the Avatar franchise, in my opinion. Korra was alright. I feel like Korra didn't hit as hard as the other ones. It was kind of all over the place in a sense. And I haven't watched the movies, so yeah. They all go, my favorite being Sokka growth. Yeah, it's cool that they all grow. Every character grows. Katara goes from completely useless to a waterbending master. Sokka goes from a misogynist to like a leader, a very respectful leader of war. Zuko, his whole arc is sort of along the same lines as Aang, but slightly different. Toph, I don't think Toph changes, actually. She's consistent. She's just Toph, which, good for her. Her arc is being free. Korra had the rough issue of way too high expectations. Hopefully they did alright. Korra, the thing with Korra is, they kept ending it because they thought that was the end of the series, but then it kept getting extended, so then they had to like make up some BS and then revert Korra's arc and like set her back. So it kept and then there was relationship triangle thing shenanigans, and it was like yeah, there was like a relationship triangle between Korra liking two guys or something. And then in the end, she got with, no, what it was two girls going after the same guy, Korra and Masami, who are both interested in this one guy named Mako. And then in the end, what ended up happening is Korra and Masami got together. I think her name was Masami. And it was completely just out of left field. that they were together. Their relationship was basically, oh, we both dated this guy and we're close friends. And it was the like last episode that they showed it, and I was just like, all right, down for lesbian relationship, but that came out of nowhere. Well, I guess it would be bi since both of them dated a guy as well. Hmm. No, she changes in seeing how the world is affected outside her palace walls. Oh yeah, and also Korra is very entitled and headstrong. Like she's not like Aang, who's like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Instead, she's very, duh, we're doing it this way. This is the obvious good way. I'm the Avatar. Or at least starting off, she is. Their love felt like they had to. Yeah, it was sort of forced. But I digress. Well, when you put it like that, it sounds like the series built from, well, this would be cool, rather than well thought out arcs and story beats. Yeah, they didn't plan it out. That's the thing. They planned out for a section, and then it got added. Essentially, they planned out for a section, and then they learned after that section ended, oh, we're extending it. So they are like, okay, we just have to make a new story for this section. And then they extended it again. They're like, okay, now we have to make a new story for this. So they didn't plan it out from start to finish like they did Avatar. It was done section by section, so it was very loosely tied together. That's why things had to get thrown back and forth in order for it to be somewhat cohesive. I mean, I'm all for LGBTQ relationships, but when it feels like it comes out of nowhere, it's whiplash. Because that's not good representation. It's just, oh, we made these characters gay for representation out of nowhere. Yay us. It's like, that's... No, they still have to build a relationship and actually show interest for each other like a normal person. But whatever. I've also heard word that they might be doing another animated series for Avatar following an Earthbender, which would be cool, but I'm not sure if that's an actual thing or not. Would be neat. Would love to see another season of Avatar. Apparently happened off camera, which is stupid. Yeah, like, it was the last episode. I think they kissed in front of a portal, and then they went off screen, and that was the end. Earthbend powers? That rocks. Okay, earthbending is a lot more insane than that. Like, they can bend metal, lava. Yeah. Bending is really cool in the Avatar universe, because it's more... You take the basic principle and you can go run wild with it. For example, when it comes to water bending, there's a thing called blood bending, where you bend the blood in someone's body to control them, which is insane. Ain't metal bending a subset of bending? It's a subset of earthbending. Essentially, earthbending is the main thing, and then you have subcategories within them. So, like, waterbenders can do blood bending. They can bend ice. Those are sort of subcategories in it. Earthbending, there's lava, metal. For firebending, you can bend lightning. And there's combustion. And then when it comes to air, there's literal flight. Not sure what else air has. I know they have literal flight. I think that was the only sort of subcategory they got for air. They could just fly by moving the air around them. And only one person used it. Voice manipulation, apparently. Oh, didn't know that one. All four elements are amazing. Like, air has sound and voice manipulation, water has blood, and ice, fire has electricity. Well, air got rather cut down. But air wasn't completely useless. Like, the bad guy who used the air to fly, he also used it to literally take the air out of someone's lungs and suffocate them. So, can be scary. So, probably not as many subsets. Yeah, it's only so much you can do with air. But when it comes to elements like fire, water, and earth, you can go run wild with those. So many possibilities. Now, imagine if they had it so you can be born of multiple bendings. That would open so many more possibilities. But alas, in the universe, you can only be born with one, unless you're the Avatar. Then you get all of them. But just imagine if people could be born with more than one element. The combinations would be insane. Yeah, like control water. Oh no, it's control all liquids. Hell, in Avatar, someone used waterbending to drown someone with the water in their body. They did that? I don't remember that. I remember only bloodbending and the, like, crazy witch stuff. But I don't remember someone being drowned with their own liquids. Oh, being Avatar does not mean you get power over those subsets. Some have the Avatars use the subsets? I don't think Aang has ever used lightning bending. He definitely hasn't used water bending. I mean, blood bending. He's used ice. So I might be there. Did he use metal bending? I think he used metal bending at one point. So yeah, I think he is capable of using the subsets if he trained in them. It's not a guarantee, but I'm pretty sure the Avatar could learn the subsets if they so chose. No, you need to be a higher trained to do stuff like blood bending and lightning bending. Yeah, I know lightning bending is like straight up. It's a technique that the way it was described was lightning bending is basically using water bending stance as a firebender, where you channel the lightning through you and out of you. So using water bending techniques as a firebender. And then metal bending Toph learned by looking at minerals and just like, oh, I can bend these. Well, they can, but they don't just get them. But I guess that kind of goes for all bending. Unless you're Korra, I guess. No, Korra... So, when it comes to the Avatars, they're only born with one element. Whatever element they reincarnate in that cycle. So, for Aang, he was born an airbender. So, he knew airbending straight off the bat. But the Avatar always has to learn all the rest of the elements. Essentially, you're born with one stat you're really good in. Two of them you have to learn at a mediocre pace, and then the opposite stat from you is one you struggle to learn. Or at least, I believe that's how that works. To be fair, Toph was trained by the original Earthbenders as the Badger Mothings. Yeah. Didn't Korra have like 3/4 at the age of 7? Yeah, but Korra was a prodigy. That's the thing. She was born a waterbender and then learned two more straight off the bat, and then couldn't get airbending for the life of her. Korra was just one of those prodigy children. She still had to learn them, though. I guess, essentially, the Avatar is someone who is born with the ability to do all four. But they still need to, like, actually train and learn them. Yeah, fire was the easiest for her. For some reason, to her. Like math. Yes, everyone has the ability to do math. You just need to learn it. It's just some math comes easier to you than others. Just like bending. You're capable of all the calculations, but you need to learn how to do them. It's more about disciplines and less about elements. Like, she needed to free her body and mind to do airbending. Yeah, bending is also tied to spirituality, which I think is cool. Oh, wait, is that a subset of airbending? Wasn't that it? It's spirit bending, which doesn't make any sense, but that's a thing. I think that was the subset. The waterbender couldn't go with the flow. I think that was the subset, yeah. Yeah, airbenders could bend spirits for some reason. Doesn't entirely make sense, but they could. Apparently spirit is air for some reason. Spirit bending was an Avatar thing, wasn't it? Yeah. It was in Korra that they really made spirit bending a thing, but in like the main Avatar series, it was sort of like the Avatar could go to the spirit realm and stuff. Solely Avatar, I think. I'm not sure. I think it was probably just solely Avatar. No, there was others who did spirit bending, like one in Korra, one of the airbending daughters, she became a like spirit bender. And she taught Korra how to spirit bend. It was learned by the lion turtles first. Yeah. Oh well, never mind me then. More spiritually connected people know spirit bending. Yeah, because one of Tenzin's daughter, who is Tenzin is Avatar Aang's son. His daughter, I don't remember the name of, she possessed the ability to spirit bend, and she taught Korra how to. Damn emotes. I wish I had emotes, but we're 3 followers short. If you would like to support me in these trying times of getting me emotes, tell your friends to follow. All it takes is 3 more and we get emotes, people. Just 3 more. I mean, there was also element cancellation. I mean, yeah, there's going to be element cancellation, like water and fire, earth and air. I want my emoticons, but they're largely stolen from me here. You don't have emotes here? Why not? Is it just... I don't have my own emotes, but you should be able to use others, can't you? No, as in taking away bending. Oh yeah, that was another thing. Oh, emoticons, not email. Oh, I get what you're saying. The little face without it changing. That should be a setting where you don't have it auto-change. I wonder, maybe if I bug some people in a Discord server for once, which I don't like doing, I can get the last 3 followers. I don't like being that person to be like, hey, want to give me some follows for my Twitch? Because I feel like, I don't know, kind of rude or something. But, or at least need to indicate it's an emote, yeah. I'm sorry, I can geek out over Avatar and Disney and cartoons for hours. No, it's fine. That's what we're here for. We're here to talk and nerd out. After all, these aren't very planned out conversations. It's just go with the flow. I could try and get a captive audience for you if you want. If you can get me 3 followers, Epic, that would be appreciated. That's all I want, is 3 followers. I don't need a viewership that's dedicated to me or anything. Just 3 followers. Because then I get emotes. If they want to watch, good. Great. But if not, that's fine too. Just the follows. That's all. I will nerd out if I get to talk about marine life and concepts and science concepts. I don't know much about science or marine stuff, so that's not a conversation I'd be good at. Just, oh, fish. Cool. Cool, 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 cool. Esqurio, I went on a mini science lesson when he asked me what is a seal. Oh. You ask, what is a seal? Fox turns around. I'm glad you asked. Pulls out a binder of notes. I'm so happy to talk about it. Everyone has things they're passionate about. For instance, I have this one friend who's really into theater. Like, he's a theater person. And, like, he loves talking to me about it. He loves telling me about his plays that he's in and what's going on. What's in the trench? Everyone says, I couldn't handle the pressure, but I think I could take the truth. Yes, pulls out a binder. Well, I am a nerd and a dork. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah. It's fun to talk about things you really enjoy. I feel like a lot of people don't get chances to do that just because they're like, oh, my niche interest isn't very brought up, so I don't get chances to talk about it. But sometimes it's nice to just bring it up and be like, hey, can I talk to you about this thing that I really like? Plus, I enjoy listening to people talk about things they're passionate about. You can just tell that they light up and it makes them so happy to talk about it. It's great. It makes me so happy to see it. Rhea listens to my 5-hour lecture on benthic zone, giggling as he saw my eyes light up and my mood shift happier yesterday. Oh. The what zone? Epic don't. Don't ask. He will pull out the binder. I mean, they will pull out the binder. I gotta ask. No. I'm guessing it's just... I don't want to guess. You know, I don't want to guess. I don't want to guess. I'm not gonna guess. God, I can imagine the typing right now of the benthic zone. The near seafloor, it is constant of marine invertebrates and echoderm. Oh my god, I can't say these words. Echonoderma filled with detritus. I can't speak big words. Though it is brackish in life and holds constant ecosystem. This is turning into a biology lesson. I will pull out the binder. I know you will. Now turn to page 307. I hope those of you who are just lurking and listening are having a good time with this. I think this is pretty funny. Before we cause Hydra to snap their tongue in half, maybe just DM me if you want to go over it. It legitimately interests me. It legitimately is interesting. Yeah, I don't want to like make it sound all bad and stuff. Like, yeah, I'm happy you have this interest, Fox. I'm only joking around. I gave my very short summary. But yes, if you ever want to know about marine stuff, ask Fox, because they know a lot. Hopefully one day I can be an expert in something. But I'm more of a jack of all trades sort of person, less of a professional in one thing or another. Though I am good at adapting and learning new skills, so that's pretty good. It's a little fishy, but I'm glad you could give a bass rundown of things. My god. Hold up. Actually, hold on. Hold on. I gotta check something. Because I think there's a... I made a research paper on if it's possible to use bacteria in marine life to reverse disease already killing things in it, and if adapted, how will it be to humans? God, that sounds intense. You're so smart, Fox. Meanwhile, I'm over here, har, I am dog. Ah, yes, it is, okay. I forgot I put in this command. This is a command I put in before I gave Epic his own custom command, quote unquote. Stream Funny Man is Epic Master of Puns. Yeah, I made that before I made Epic's custom thing. You. I may have not had one directly with your name, but I did have one of you in the past, Epic. So you could take solace in that. I suppose I need to add that to the list of discovered things now. Discovered secrets. He has made jokes of my OC having glasses doing the anime glasses thing. Nerd. Gonna edit this. Gonna add the funny man thing. Alright. And now funny man is added to the list of secrets. But you there have been tested with specifically created viruses to hunt bacteria immune to antibiotics. I think they were successful in saving a guy thus far, but I lack details on it. Apparently viral resistance and antibiotic resistance counteract one another, as I recall correctly. I have no idea. I couldn't tell you if any of that is fact or false. So I suggest people search that up and get your own information. Fact check. Because apparently I give off that vibe. Then again, I have 10,389 pages of Marine Night notes I did in a binder. How do you have over 10,000 pages? Don't trust randos on the net. Good advice. Take everything you hear with a grain of salt. Because you never know who's speaking utter nonsense. It's almost like Fox. It's almost like it's Fox's job or something. Okay, I get it's their job, but still, 10,000 pages is absurd for anyone. But then again, I've seen Fox and Pokerol, and they take pages of notes. So, actually, this does check out. I mean, so far they learned some marine life can potentially regrow parts of organs to fix tumor damage. Huh. That was between the last 3 years, and total, it's somewhere of the millions. Millions of what? Are you talking about millions of pages? No. Axolotls. Axolotls are adorable. Ah, the ice cream colored boys. Notes. I'm guessing that is an exaggeration, but still a lot. The ice cream colored boys. Axolotls are adorable. Ooh, I don't know why, that reminded me. But I have something to show you guys. Da, 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 da. So I was messing around and did a little funny. Is me, but slime. Because yes, sometimes I have nothing better to do but to do this. And I bounce all around. Slime! Axolotls can regrow internal and external organs. They have the strongest regeneration. Interesting. Slime Hydra. Yes! You look slick. I thought it was funny. But I'll change back. One thing that kind of sucks is because of the way it's sort of positioned, the tail gets kind of cropped when I'm not talking. But yeah. Oh, I also have these, where I have the Angry Hydra. Yes, very grumpy. Look at those spiky teeth. Yeah. And I also have the Happy Cry. You know, because when it's very happy moments, and it makes me teary-eyed. I'm sorry, I can have my dumb moments where, despite it all, I just a doggo that derps. Ooh, angry cutie. Angie. Yes, so happy I cry. Not sure how much use this one would get, but I could see this one being used. I just gotta remember that I have hotkeys for this. Because if I hit Alt S, then it's sad. Alt H for happy, Alt M for mad. Yeah, typically I use this one. And then suddenly mad. I'm mad. And then sad. And then happy. It's fun. The benefits of being an artist. I am my own god. It's wonderful. Just wonderful. Anything I can imagine, I can create with enough time and effort. Whoever made Hydra sad shall be banished to the Nerdic zone by me. Ooh. Yawn. Scusi. Nerdic. Nerdic zone. Yeah, I have fun with my art sometimes. The bottom of all bottoms of the ocean. You shall be banished to the deepest depths of the abyss, where the eldritch horrors lie. Find it funny. Whoa, tongue-tied right there. I find it kind of funny when people like want to jump to my defense. It's like, it's fine. You don't need to. Seeing the creatures in there, it's like the abyss, and it's still not fully explored. Yeah, I know the ocean still hasn't been fully explored just because we can't reach the bottom. But imagine whatever's down there must be intense if it can survive that much pressure, just, in general. If something is strong enough to survive that much pressure from birth, that's insane, and I would not want to fight that thing. There may be a layer below Nerdic. I mean, with how big the Earth is and how little we can actually explore, it wouldn't be surprising. But hey, maybe one day in the future that we'll explore that, or our great ancestors will. No, ancestors is past. What's the future version of ancestor? Descendant? Yeah. Our great descendant. No, that doesn't sound right. What's the future version of ancestor? Because ancestor is like very old predecessor. But what's the equivalent for the future? Is it just descendants? For our future descendants? I feel like there's another word for it. I mean, they found a living specimen of prehistoric fish down there. I mean, it makes sense. They survived the meteor down there. I can see why they survived it. So if they're still there, they've probably evolved a bit, but mostly the same. Okay, this is really gonna bug me. I need to look this up. Descendants. Synonyms. Person, plant, or animal that descends from particular ancestors. Children's. Successors. Successors. I guess descendants is the best word, because successors is the alternative. Our future descendants. Underwater be scary, but so cool. I like the concept of underwater is, at a certain point, it's sort of like going into space, Because it's so dark, it's just you floating around in nothingness. It's neat. Part of me is like really fascinated by space and like, oh, it would be so cool to just float in space, but also very scary of you're floating alone in nothingness in space. That sounds great to an extent, But if you didn't have the option to get back from your floating in nothingness, that would be the scary part. You know? Like, it would be cool to just float around in space and do nothing. Just lay there in space, taking in the universe. That would be cool. But then it's the matter of, oh god, I am in space. This is terrifying. Because I can't. Yeah, no. But I forgot about the call. Last interruption, I swear. What's about space? I was talking about how space is sort of like the ocean. Well, the deepest depths of the ocean. And I think it would be sort of fun and sort of scary to be in space. Fun in the sense that it would be cool to just float in vast nothingness. But also scary if you were lost in the vast nothingness. Oh yeah, space is out of this world. You don't say. Mhm. I would want. Part of me wants to try and like float in zero gravity space, but also part of me is like, going to space seems like it would suck and be a lot of effort that I don't want to do. You served me that on a platter. I did. I really did. You gotta go for the deeper puns, Epic. You can't go for surface level. You gotta go for the deeper puns. That was too easy. Also, you need to be perfect health, otherwise, or else it could backfire on you. Yeah, I can see that. Going into space, we're not exactly built for it. So going into space is like going against so many things for our biology. But yeah, I miss seeing the stars and all. Yeah, can't see them so much in the city, but they are beautiful without the light pollution. I agree. I loved when I had those nights where I could look out of the window and see the stars, and it was always a lovely night. But then, light pollution, you can't see crap. And except for those rare nights where the stars are bright. Space is horrible though, so much radiation. But it'd be a hell of a way to die. Dying in space. And I mean like the vacuum of space, not just on Earth, because technically we're in space. Anyone ever consider that? We're in space right now. We're just on a planet that is in space. Ever think how small we are in the grand cosmos? The existential dread that you must be feeling? Zooming out from Earth to a vast vacuum of stars and such. But dying from decompression would suck. Great, now I'm thinking about the giant cosmos. Space is just one of those topics where it can get very philosophical and very deep very quickly, the more you try and think about it. Just like the extreme extents of trying to comprehend infinity. Like on surface levels, like, yeah, infinity is just, you know, infinity. Infinite of something. Endless something. There is no end. But then really think about it. What would infinity look like? A hallway that never ends, that you can never see the end to. A building that you could go up as many floors as possible and you would never reach it. The vastness of space that reaches out in every direction that you don't know has an end. the amount of little space in between just you touching your fingers together. If you look in a microscopic level, how much infinity is between your two fingers. Cosmos is cool, like the ocean is like space. It is interesting to think about how much, well, space there is, but in the end, how little of that actually will matter to most people. It's there, but out of scope. We're but atoms in the great cosmos. So inconsequential that, in the end, no matter what we do, it doesn't matter. It may matter for a time, and it may be relative to you. It may matter relatively, but in the grand scheme of things, nothing we do actually matters. Because in the end, everything will come to an end. So while it may matter now, in the future it will not. And in the past, it no longer matters. The only things that really matter is what happens in the present. What is happening right now at this very moment. But as soon as it becomes the past, it doesn't matter anymore. Also, you are smart. You are a good friend and going to be study to be a therapist, which is noble. Thank you. I like to think philosophically. It's fun to ponder. I hope I don't give anyone existential dread, though. I'm sorry. Doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things, all things ends, but they don't have to matter to everything in the end, but they just have to matter to yourself. Life is what you make it. Yeah. That's sort of my philosophy, is nothing matters. So why should I focus on the stressing and the bad and all this negativity in the existence, when in the end it doesn't matter? In the end, that one paper that I don't turn in on time, it doesn't matter. Because give about a day or a week or month or year or whatever, how long it takes, it'll eventually leave my memory and it won't matter. So, yeah. Just focusing on what's happening now and what I want, what I enjoy. Do those things. Because that's all that really matters. And the thing I enjoy doing is helping and talking with others, which is why I want to be a therapist. Granted, it's more of a selfish thing if you think about it, because I'm doing it because I like to. I like to help people. I like to make people happy. Which, if I'm doing it for that reason, because I like to, does that make it selfish? Something to think about. I mean, I got over my existential dread. I did too. By me helping people out of because I enjoy it and it's because of something that brings me joy, does it make it a selfish and less noble act to do? By that definition. Man, I wonder if I give anyone existential dread with some of these talks. Not like selfish things are wrong. Most things are selfish. We don't get up in the morning for other people, eat for other people, or breathe for other people. True. And yet these actions lead to helping others nonetheless. I enjoy aiding marine life. When ailed, I deal with the biotic organisms, curing them of all pathogens and abrasions before releasing them. It's nice. I guess along the lines of sort of what Epic said about being selfish, is that a lot of people view being selfish as a bad thing, when in fact it's an inherent thing. Everyone is selfish to an extent. There's just, is this selfishness that you are portraying something that someone else perceives as bad selfishness. Like, you know, selfish act of, oh, I'm helping you because I enjoy helping you. Some perceive that as a good selfish act. But if you're selfish in a way that's, you know, it's detrimental to someone or someone doesn't like it, then is it still bad or is it just bad to them? You know, it's an eye of the beholder of whether a selfish act is quote-unquote bad or good. Being selfish isn't always bad. Yeah. Being selfish isn't an inherent bad act. It can be perceived as good or bad by someone, though. People give meaning to things in a sense of things aren't inherently good or bad. They're just things we do. But we perceive things as good and bad based off of morals and ideals. You know? Like, you see a wild animal eat something that's rotting and dead on the side of the road, and you're like, that's just an animal. It's not a good or bad thing that it's doing. It's just living. But you see a human do that, and then suddenly it's, oh, that's a bad thing. Because we put our ideals and morals onto that and perceive it as bad. Sometimes the selfish action may lead to growth for all. Humans are cosmic beings made of habit and instincts backed up by years of conscious over eras. I'm gonna put a disclaimer in this video. It gets existential. Everyone is selfish. That's the title. But I digress. It is the superego and the ego which differs us from animals, though who's to say other animals don't think like us? That is true. We don't exactly have a way of communicating with animals because they speak in a form of language that we don't understand. Which I find it interesting that I wonder how much research has been done to actually understand animals and how they speak, like how they communicate. I know we know things like, oh, bees, like bugs do dances and stuff to communicate. Birds do mating dances that means such and such. But like, how come there isn't more studying on, you know, trying to translate animal language into concepts or ideals that we can understand? It's not like we haven't translated languages before. It's just a matter of finding all the intricacies and what specifics differentiate words or meaning. I'm sorry, I like going into concepts like this. No, so do I. Because for some, there is a mutual understanding. That's a thing we would have to research is, okay, what is this mutual understanding that we as humans aren't processing, but they as animals are? And how do we understand that mutual understanding? Like dogs, you can sometimes know what they feel. Because we share some commonalities in expression, and that's why we know what another species feels, even though it's not the same. It's sort of like the universal sign for sadness, tears. You know, other animals can cry. And since that is an attribute we can relate to, it's easy for us to sort of understand how they feel. I know my dog's thought processes. Yeah, because you've been around them, you start to understand and pick up on their language and cues. Just like when people go live in foreign countries where they speak a different language than they're used to, they eventually pick up on the language and cues just via exposure. All creatures have their needs and wants and desires. Yeah, I believe so anyway. Typically, all creatures are programmed to live, in a sense, one way or another, or survive. Yeah. Cracked my knuckles. Felt good. In my opinion, being selfish doesn't necessarily mean being unconscientious to others. Perhaps selfishness can sometimes be just conscientiousness of others and our selfish actions. It's not impossible for other animals to be conscientious of those outside their species. Oh geez, I see how much I've been speaking in here. Nah, it's fine. There's only like you and Epic talking to me at the moment. So like, it's understandable that you guys are filling up the chat. You know, Dezu's streaming today, so we're sort of missing Enio and some other folks that we normally get. Glad you guys are here though. I don't need a big audience, just a few that I really enjoy hanging out with. That's good enough for me. I just tend to get easily wound up if given the chance. Excitable. There are already notable number of examples of animals, crows, dogs, cats, etc., that have these interspecies understanding. That is true. I think it's just a matter of maybe the reason why we don't understand animals as well as they understand each other is because we think too much. You know, maybe for them it's like by clearing your mind and just going based off of feeling alone, you can tell what the other is saying. By us becoming more evolved and complex, we sort of lost attachment to this understanding primal feeling and what that translates to, you know. But there are those instances of, well, you relate to your dog very much because you guys have that understanding. You know. Just because they don't speak doesn't mean they don't speak. Yeah, language doesn't always have to be spoken. I mean, look at sign language. It is literally a language using non-auditory cues. Hydrate. I will hydrate. I've been hydrating here and there, and my water bottle is almost empty. I've talked a lot today. More than normal. Very talkative. Same. I don't know. Maybe it's just one of those days or I'm in a mood. Wouldn't be surprised if it's the mood. As of recently, I've not been feeling the same. Not in a bad way. Like, I'm glad, but I don't feel like I've been feeling the same way. I've been rather quiet. Work has been near silent. Unfortunate. Listen, if you get me out of my shell, I'll stop being selfish and give a good chat. Plus, this is typing. I mean, typing still counts as a form of communication, though I do get what you mean. It's different when you speak versus typing, because there was an instance in which I typed a lot to my friends, but didn't speak vocally. So when I started speaking again, I stuttered so bad, because I was essentially relearning how to, not relearning how to speak, but it was going from speaking like not one, going from like 10 words a day to trying to say sentences. It was rough. It's nonverbal communication. But yeah, it is, because it's writing. It's a form of writing. That sounds funny. It is funny until you realize I was sounding like yeah, like that. Like, forming sentences was hard. I kept stuttering and going back on words. I had to do essentially speech therapy on myself, because I went from a period of speaking like 10 words a day to trying to speak sentences, and boy, my brain did not like that. It was rather rough. I like saying rough. God, no. Why? Why did that just dawn on me? Yikes. Well, glad you got over that issue. Yeah, me too. Otherwise, we've been extremely unfortunate. But yes, it. Why did it just dawn on me? Oh, I like saying rough. Har har. Thanks, brain. Rough is fun to say. It is fun. It is fun to say. I'm not even gonna lie. Saying rough is fun. Go ahead. Say it right now, out loud. If you're watching and listening, say rough out loud. No context given to anyone around you. Just say rough. And if you need to, just say, this is rough. And see how it feels to say. Except that part of me acts like a canine. Did you say it out loud? I still get instances of bouts of stuttering. Fortunately, though, they're not long-lasting. Yeah, I feel like when it comes to stuttering, a lot of it comes down to how well-trained your brain is in saying it. So if you're like fluently speaking all the time, you're gonna stutter less. But if you're not someone who speaks a lot, stuttering I can see being a bigger issue. And yeah, rough is fun to say repeatedly. Yes, and accidentally said it loudly. I ain't stopped saying it. I'm starting something here, just telling people, say the word, say rough. My Maltese looked concerned. I'm getting people to bark. Yes, bark for me. Go on, bark for me. It's fun. Just give in, don't think, just do. But yeah, like I said, I've been feeling a lot different. Well, they heard you mispronounce a whole sentence in one word. Yep. I mean, not the worst thing I did. I don't imagine it is. Part of me wants to talk about it now, but also part of me wants to wait until, like, Sunday when I have more people. I've barked before. I think I've tried, and I always, like, stop myself because it's like, oh, that's a weird thing, you shouldn't bark. So my brain's just like, nope, you're not gonna. I managed to like bark before, but it was like very muted, quiet. I was alone, that sort of thing. Whereas like no one will hear this. You're looking at someone who got all flustered when called good boy. Again, being called good boy is more of a universal fluster thing. It's not even just a dog thing. Like some people who aren't even, remotely close to the ideal of canine thing or whatever, they still find it, flustering to be called good boy. Hey, you're a shy pooch. Yes, I am. Like, the thought of me barking or howling or any sort of animal noise in front of people is like terrifying. I don't know why. My brain is just like, you can't do that. That's scary. That's a no-no. Even though people won't really care, you still can't do that. But I'm slowly getting over that. Like little by little, I'm getting over that sort of fear of what other people think and such. For example, I had gotten a tail at a Renaissance fair. My friend convinced me to buy one, and I was very against the idea because I'm like, no, that's cringe, that's bad, no. And afterwards, I have worn it several times just out. I've worn it to class a couple times. I wear it a lot. I enjoy it. It's actually quite fun. I like just standing there and wiggling back and forth and watching it sway. It's quite enjoyable. And like, I've gotten to the point where I'm confident enough to wear it outside, but I'll still feel very anxious and try to make it less noticeable until I'm around people that I'm comfortable with. So like, I'll be walking down the sidewalk with the literal tail tucked between my legs thing. But as soon as I get around a group of my friends, I'm just like wiggling back and forth nonstop. No, my friend says barking is fun. Do it more. Shy, but good pooch. I'm a bit shy at times. It sounds fun. It is fun. Like, it is fun. Just like wagging a tail. It gives a bit of, I don't know how to explain it. It's a bit of euphoria. No, not euphoria. Is that the word? Serotonin. It's fun and kind of go with the part of your body that doesn't feel human. Doesn't help that I have a lot of canine alters in my mindscape. That's fair. It gives dopamine. Yes, dopamine. That's what I was looking for. Just the enjoyment of just wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. That what you were trying to say? Yeah. But yeah, the thought of me, like, I could do that, walk around with a literal tail, but when it comes to just barking or something, which, the thing is, barking isn't even that inherently bad, or, not bad, it isn't inherently that embarrassing or anything. Like, you see frat guys barking and yelling at people like it's no big deal, but then it comes to me and I'm like, but that's just a weird thing to do. I don't know. Perhaps not my thing, but I could see it being fun. Yeah. I'd wear a tail if it wasn't for my anxiety. I have anxiety. I still wear the tail. I'm terrified, but I still wear it and I enjoy it. Maybe we should try it sometime. Honestly, it's scary, but it's fun. Like, it is scary. It is scary, I'm not gonna lie. Like, there's been times where I'm like, oh god, there's someone next to me. Will they notice it? But no one really gives a crap, to be honest. No, the only time people have come up to me and mentioned it have been compliments. No one's been saying anything negative to me about wearing it. So, I don't know why I'm so afraid. If it's only brought good things, I don't know. Also, I don't know where to get a tail. I got mine at a Ren fair. Though, mine is not like, it's not the best quality, I will say. But if I were to suggest one, I would suggest getting one from an actual like fursuit maker and getting a custom one because those are a lot better. You would just have to find a fursuit maker and contact them, let them know, whatever. Well, everyone has their own issues to deal with. Better let live and let live. Yeah. If folks do take issue with it, why? Not like it's causing any pain to folks. Yeah, very good point. Let folks like things. Yeah. I mean, last time I thought of doing stuff like that, I got beat up by who I thought were my parents. Not getting to that, apologies. Well, that's a bit of a lot to unpack there. I'm sorry. But you shouldn't be punished for enjoying the things you like if it's not hurting anybody. Or if it is hurting someone, at least have it be consensual. You know? That's my philosophy with it. Do what you want as long as it's not hurting anybody, and if it is, at least have it be consensual. Because yes, there is pleasures that are tied to pain, but as long as both parties are okay with it, go for it, I suppose. Looking at your tail make me uncomfortable. Well, you look at my butt and makes me uncomfortable. Maybe stop then. Mm-hmm. Sorry about that. It's just deep-rooted anxiety. No, I get it. Honestly, if I were to get a custom tail, I debate. I would want probably Dante's, just because it's a big tail. Like, when Dante's picture comes up, I'll point it out again. But Dante has a big chunkin tail, a long, big tail that you can, like, fully hug. That is the ideal tail. You know? A big tail that you can hug. Love it. May not be the best for travel, but love it. It's the case of, well, why are you looking there to begin with? Yeah, that is a fair point. You know? It sounds really enjoyable. Yeah, like imagine having a tail that is big enough to wrap around you and hug like a pillow. And it's soft and like you can cuddle it. Perfect. I love it so much. Yeah, look at Dante's tail. Look at that chonkin tail. It's huge. It's fun to cuddle something. Yeah. Gosh dang it, now I want a tail. Yes, the plan. My plan. My evil genius plan. Make people buy tails. I don't know. I just want to cuddle something, period, now. Cuddling is definitely a nice thing. I wish I had more cuddles. You know? I'm losing the mental argument to this. I will say the one caveat to getting your own custom tail is they tend to be expensive, especially if you want a big tail. I have obtained 2 pillows. Because, you know, the cost of making a trunk and tail is going to be expensive for materials and such. But it'd be worth it. It'd be worth it. I mean, my tail isn't that big. It's Floofy Fox tail. Well, supply costs, man. Yeah. I've actually looked into making, like, just straight up making a tail myself. And honestly, a lot of it is more just time and effort than it is cost of material. Like, it takes a long freaking time because of sewing, but like actually making it isn't the most difficult thing. It's essentially you make a stencil pattern, you apply it, you make a stencil pattern, cut it out the bits that need to be separated into different materials, lay that onto the actual fur that you're going to be using or whatever material, cut that out, you stitch them together, you stuff it up, and then you make the base and belt loop and put that on and such. It's pretty straightforward. The part that takes forever is the actual sewing. But yeah. It does take, I'm not going to say it's easy, because it does take skill to, like, you know, sew and such. But it's more time consuming than anything. I'd hope the folks were getting paid properly. Yeah, that's why fursuits are so expensive. Because it takes so much time and effort and mastery. That's why the price is so high. I mean, I have a ref sheet, it's just hasn't been updated in I think 1 or 2 years. I'm constantly like updating stuff. But I need to like stop changing in a sense, because like now that I'm streaming, I need to sort of have a brand, you know? So I have to stick with this model. Maybe I'll get like updates with clothes or maybe slight differences, but I want to stick with this one. I like this one. It looks pretty androgynous, you know? I like it. I just like having many forms. I mean, having alternate versions of yourself seems pretty cool too. Nah, don't stop changing. I mean, I should have some identifiable look. Some sort of consistency. Be the you want to be. I am, and I want to be this. But if I do get tired of this, I will change it. I'm going to be completely honest. I'm the type to be like, I'm bored of this. I'm going to change it. But for the most part, I've been sticking with the Hisuian Arcanine thing, because I really like the design. And now I've sort of made it into my own thing, where I still have the poofy neck, sort of. It's not the same Hisuian Arcanine thing that I really enjoy, but it's a lot simpler to draw. I still have the curly cheeks and the, you know, Arcanine-esque body, so I'm happy with that. I like this. It's sort of, I took the Hisuian Arcanine and turned it into my own thing. Still kept the tail, the basic design, but now it's me. Over several iterations. You're very much friend shape. Thank you. Hydra is just the regional form of Arcanine Dragonfire. Yes, I suppose I would count as a fire dragon type, because definitely a dragon, and I don't think I would keep the earth typing, or earth typing, ground typing rather. Is it? Wait, is it ground or rock typing that Hisuian Arcanine has? Now I'm second guessing myself. Is it fire ground or fire rock? It's rock. Okay. Yeah, so I dropped the rock typing. Yeah, because I'm like, wait a minute, rock. Because it's like, it has minerals and volcanic, yeah. How we doing on time anyhow, fun as that is? I don't know if you're going late or what. Let's see. I don't think I'm gonna go late today. We have roughly 60 minutes? 16? I mean, the main mineral, I think, is the head spike. I thought it was just because it had, like, a rocky body, sort of. Roughly. Oh, we need a counter for every time I end up saying rough on accident. We need the rough counter. Epic, you know what to do. Make a clip of just every time I say rough in this stream. and just make that its own video. Just a clip show of me saying it, and then have a counter. I didn't say it that time. This is not a draw. It's not getting edited properly. Maybe. I don't know. Yeah. This one doesn't need a highlight. But if you do want to do that, go ahead. It was more of a joke, though. Probably should finish the other one first. I'll get to it after this stream. Because I hate making you wait for me. Which is ironic, because I'm totally fine waiting for you. Like, I have no qualms being patient while you're editing. But when it comes to me, I'm like, I hate making Epic wait. You know, it's like, I need to get this done right away. I feel bad. I'm wasting his time. The hypocrisy there. Like, don't you just love it when you hold yourself to an unreasonable standard that you don't hold others to? It's not like I just sit on my hands waiting for you. That's fair. I'd honestly much rather you take your time. Alright. That sounds uncomfortable. Well, I think if that's the case, I'll work on the last stream video, try and get that cut down to what I need to, upload that, because that'll take a couple hours. Then I'll work on this one, and then if I have time, I'll start working on the edit. I do have bony hands. I have relatively... well... No, my hands are still pretty bony, let's be honest. I've started to gain some weight, but no, my hands, they're still bony. Oh, it's so straight. I don't have time to get into this, but I'll get into it next time. I have chub on my hands. I don't, like, I can press the sides of, like, my... I don't know what you'd say. Wrist, I suppose, and the bone is, like, right there. Like, there's, like, no cushion. But yeah. Man, I think I have gained a decent bit of weight. Huh. I'm like sub 60 kilograms. You gotta translate that, man. I'm from America, where they don't teach us the better system. Eyes chub. Oh wait, kinda seen. $55, about where folks become dangerously underweight, if that helps. Ah! I don't know how tall you are, so that could be relative. I don't know if you're, like, short. Because I know that it's also relative to height. I'm short. I think it's been a bit. 132. 132 what? A little above average? 132 pounds. Ah, I see. I don't know how much I weigh. I don't know how much I weigh. I can't even remember what the last time I was weighed. But I know I was, like, on the verge of underweight. Oh, I thought that was how cute you are out of 10, Fox. Such a tease. No, that's just the scale of how much Epic is a good boy. Got him. I'm like 240 and no, not cute. No, cease, stop. Oh, how the tables have turned, my friend. So quickly. You went from so confident to so flustered in a matter of seconds. Is this you admitting to being a good boy, Epic? It's so fun. This has become my new favorite thing. Probably not my new favorite thing. This has become a new enjoyment of mine, is to fluster Epic. I'm trying to be a healthy weight to which I can be chub, but it's not bad weight. I mean, you can be chubby and still be healthy, you know? It's just a matter of if your weight becomes a hindrance to you, then it might be worth considering, like, you know, does the downsides outweigh just you being content with your life? Like, would you be happier if you were, I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to get into it. I don't want to tell people how they should live their life or how much they should weigh. Like, I want to have it if, like, I want to not have it affect my life. Understand? Honestly, I'm not wholly against this. See, Epic, you like being called a good boy. I just imagine whenever I say that, Epic's imaginary tail begins to wag, and he's like, "But I'm stop it, no." But still, I am See? I'm a very you do as long as it doesn't harm you or anyone. Yeah, that's fair. This is really fun. Epic, you bring me such joy. It's all fun and games to tease your friends. Though the teasing is usually hurtful, mean things, but when you do the opposite and tease people by telling them really nice things, it's honestly better. Like having fun just to be safe and don't be stupid. Yeah. I'm glad you're happy being so cruel. But I'm not. I'm giving you compliments and praise. Is that not what you want? I barely tease with rudeness. I don't like to tease being rude because, I don't know. I get there's just being funny with your friends, but like, I don't know. I've never been a fan of being cruel to people for fun. I do want it. I hate it. You're like, I want it. I hate that I want it, but I do. And what makes it better is the reactions. Stop playing with my feelings. But you know I'm truthful. I'm not gonna say things just to tease you and not mean it, you know? I become apologetic if I feel like if I get mean or annoying. Take Lucifer, I try to be his attitude, but I get apologetic after the session. No, no, I get it. If you're playing a character that can come off as not likable, you do tend to apologize. Like, I'm sorry I'm being unlikable right now. Like with Raida, like, there's been times where I'm like, man, I want to do something very cruel, but at the same time, like, me as a player, I'm like, oh, this would be very in character for my character. Them being cruel and heartless. And then me as a person, I'm like, but that's mean. I don't want to be mean to my friends. But it makes for a better story. So I do it, or when I get the chance to. It's a mental thing where I worry I get on people's nerves. Oh man, I ran out of water. I should probably not do that. Yeah, let me not crack a water bottle while I'm streaming and make a lot of background noise. Be smart, me. No, not the water. I can grab another one. It's fine. Also, yeah, I was like, maybe let's not do that. You're a good boofer too, even if you're mean. Ah, yes, I'm very cruel. I shower you with praise and compliments until you're begging me to stop. My ears be sensitive. Hello, Hydra. I am very tired today. Hey, Araki, welcome back. We're wrapping up pretty soon. I know, it's terrible. Such a monster. But I have about 2 hours left to work. Oof. Well, good luck with that. This is enjoyable. I'm glad it's enjoyable. It's very enjoyable for me. Especially watching Epic suffer. Drowning him in kindness. The most evil of deeds. You know how flustered you make me? Notably. I hate it. Oh. It brings me such joy. Stop being so nice. I can't help it. I just can't. Like, being mean physically hurts me. I am physically incapable of doing ill-intentful things because it hurts. Nah, they are too kind. And stop making me happy. You're happy at being nice. I fluster you, and then you can't be upset because you enjoy it. And it's like, I'm upset because I can't be upset. But alas, it looks like it's time for us to call this over for today. And hopefully resume Sunday. So, thank you, ladies, gentlemen, and otherwise, for joining me today for another Doggo Discussion. Today's been rather fun, full of fluster, old movies, and a bit of existential dread. I hope you all enjoyed and had a good day. I hope to see you all next time. And, yeah. Goodbye.